The instant the violinist played the first notes of our wedding march, my eyes drifted to the left side of the ballroom, the rows reserved for my family. White and gold chairs glimmered in the light, every single one empty. I smiled anyway. The cameras caught it. Their absence was louder than any insult. We had booked the Aurelia, one of the city's most prestigious hotels. Crystal chandeliers glowed above, marble floors shone like mirrors, and floral arches imported from Milan framed the aisles. Guests stepped out of black limousines, women in silk gowns and men in sharp tuxedos. My wife's family filled their section with laughter and champagne toasts. Mine? Nothing but emptiness. Meanwhile, across town, my sister was basking in the spotlight at her promotion dinner, a self-hosted gala dressed up as celebration. She had just been named assistant regional director, a title only a step above middle management. Yet to my parents, it was monumental. This was nothing new. Clara had always been the chosen one. Cheer captain, Ivy League scholarship, the daughter who mattered. I was told to be realistic. When I majored in finance instead of law, they mocked it as settling. Even after I became a senior analyst at a private equity firm, delivering seven-figure returns on my first deal, all I heard was, "That's nice, but Clara just bought a condo." So when wedding invitations went out, I braced for friction. What I didn't expect was complete abandonment. They chose Clara's dinner over my vows, over my life's most important moment. But the cracks had started long before. At Clara's birthday brunch, my mother raised a toast. To Clara, the pride of our family. Unlike some of us who waste time on hobbies, she's making a real name. Her eyes cut toward me, voice thick with contempt. My fiancé's nails dug into my palm beneath the table. Laughter circled around us. That moment hardened my resolve. If they wanted to overlook me, I'd give them something impossible to dismiss. It began with an email. My managing partner, Mr. Whitman, called me into his glass-walled office. Sliding a folder across his desk, he said, "Do you realize your restructuring work on Glenmar delivered a 22% ROI in under 18 months? That's board-level material." I stayed quiet listening. "You've been underestimated," he continued. "But I've noticed the board has too. We're considering you for partner track." Partner. At 32, Clara's promotion gala suddenly felt like a child's trophy. And Whitman wasn't the only one who had noticed. Days later, I got a call from an unexpected voice. Clara's husband, Daniel. We met at a quiet cafe downtown. He leaned forward, speaking low. "Look, I can't stomach how they treat you. What they don't know is that half the contacts Clara brags about came through you. The project lead she parades at dinners, you handed them to her. She's been climbing using your work." Then he slid a USB across the table. Inside, emails, memos, receipts. Proof. Every milestone Clara flaunted had been built on my foundation. By then, my wedding was already arranged, 300 guests confirmed. Clara declined the invite outright. "Too busy," she smirked. My parents chimed in. "We'll be at Clara's dinner. Don't take it personally." Perfect, because 2 weeks later came our firm's annual Investigala. Bigger than Clara's ego, packed with every major partner, client, and rival. Clara had somehow secured a speaking slot, prepared to showcase her so-called brilliance with numbers I instantly recognized, mine. The lights dimmed, applause rolling as Clara took the podium in a crimson gown. My team achieved record growth, 18% above projections, she announced. Behind her, the charts flashed, charts I had built. Then came my turn. Whitman introduced me as the architect behind the firm's recent success. My presentation lit the screens, deal by deal, contract by contract, each verified with audit-backed numbers signed under my name. The same figures Clara had stolen, except mine went further, showing the real source. And in the final blow, an email projected 10 feet high. "Thank you, Daniel, for connecting me to your brother-in-law. His restructuring model saved our division." Gasps filled the ballroom. Clara's painted smile cracked. "Funny," I said evenly into microphone, "how credit travels in this family, but tonight it returns to where it belongs." The applause was thunderous. Even the board rose to their feet. That night, Whitman announced my promotion, junior partner. Clara slipped out early, pale-faced, glass of wine abandoned. My parents couldn't meet my gaze. Months later, at our next family gathering, they sat stiff and subdued. Clara no longer boasted. She couldn't even look at me. My mother muttered something about being proud, but it didn't matter anymore. I no longer needed their validation. I had carved my own place, not in the shadow of favoritism, but through contracts, numbers, and undeniable proof. Sometimes silence cuts deeper than anger. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I let evidence speak. So when my wedding day seat stayed empty, I finally understood family loyalty isn't measured by showing up. It's measured by respect. And if they couldn't give it, I'd earn it elsewhere. Tell me, have you ever been dismissed by the people meant to lift you up, only to rise higher than they ever imagined?